Hi, I'm Eric with Carolina Preppers Network, soon to be PrepperNet. Here today to show you how to take smoke grenade tops and make tripwire alarms. It's something real easy to do. You can pick these up at most gun shows for $1 to $2 a piece. You can also pick them up online. They're getting harder to find, and they tend to run $4 to $5 a piece plus shipping. So also check with your local Army and Navy surplus stores. That's a good option to check. But basically, we're going to take one of these smoke grenade tops, and we are going to convert it over to almost the same thing, but a little bit different tripwires. And for doing that, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need shotgun primers, 12 gauge shotgun primers. We're going to need a punch. This is a 3/32, but you could go a little bit bigger. It's just what I had available. You're going to need a hammer, Sharpie, and 2 drill bits. This is the 17/64. You want that a little bit bigger than the primer, so the primer will fit in easily. A pair of pliers, safety goggles, and a hacksaw. And of course, a drill. Well, first of all, what we're going to do, you can do this without a vise, but it definitely makes it easier. So I'm going to show you how to do it with a vise. I'm going to clamp this in fairly well. Get that clamped in, make sure it's nice and snug. Put your safety goggles on, safety first. You're going to take your hacksaw. We're just going to cut off the end of this because it's not needed. Make it easier to get that primer on. Alright, that was simple enough. And now what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to pull back this the trigger or the firing pin, and we're going to have to knock out the old primer that's already been spent, because these are used smoke grenade tops. So these come with it. These are the original pull pins, or you can pick up some cotter pins, depends what you like. These tend to be a little bent up, so you're going to have to bend them back a little bit, which is not difficult. So we're going to pull this back. Once you get it back, you can hold it fairly easy. You want to put something, one of the pins in there, just to hold it in place. So now you have that primer exposed. So I'm going to put it back in the vise, which you don't really have to do, but I have the vise and make it easier. Take a hammer, a couple taps, primer's gone. Alright, you see that? Well, the thing is now, the old primer is smaller than the 12 gauge primer. You're going to need to pick up some 12 gauge primers for this, and you definitely want to go a little bit bigger than the hole, or than the primer, because it will actually blow the whole center part out if it's too tight. You need it to have some wiggle room. So I'm going to put this back in the vise. We're going to get our 17/64 drill bit. That's what I found that seems to work the best. Never fails whenever you use a drill. So all good, especially when you got a good battery. So now that's done, just knock out the stuff, and make sure you keep your hand on the firing pin right here, and give it a try. Make sure it's going to fit. See? If it went in there easy, it comes right out, and that's what you're looking for. So we're almost done already. So next thing we need to do is we're going to pull that firing pin out, and that's going to close. Then we need to drill a hole so we can put a nail so we can adhere it to a tree or a house or something else. That'll just make it so you can adhere it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little mark where I want to drill. Then I know I want to do about the same on the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want your drill bit to be slightly larger, just like the primer, than your nail. Make sure it goes through very easily. So we're going to switch out drill bits here. Put it back in the clamp. Now I got my marks. Sure, I'm happy with those. This one seems a little high. A little lower. Get that all clamped in nice and good. Really could just ring that through if everything looks good. I'm just going to check it. And it's a little close. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to the other side. Alright. We're pretty much done there. Check and make sure it goes through fine. Yep, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's getting nailed to a tree. So, alright, now that we got our tripwire alarm built, we're going to go ahead and knock it onto the tree with the hammer so we can get it set up. Alright, we're not going to arm it quite yet because we don't want a premature detonation, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the fire pin pulled back and we're going to put the trigger on. Alright, before we get it all set and primed, we are going to run our tripwire first. Leave a little slack in there so you're not pulling that pin out. Okay, then I'm coming back over here. We're going to arm our early warning device. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually pull this out just a little bit so there's less tension on it, so it pulls out easier. But you want to do all this before you arm it. We're going to take our 12 gauge primer and we're going to get it primed. Alright, we are going to set it off. Now I would recommend hearing protection. That would make this a little bit better, but we're just going to go for it. Alright, here we go. There you go.